I've always felt that I've had this voice inside of me. When I was younger, when I was just a kid, probably around the age of 15, I began to listen to Alan Watts. And when I heard him speak, I just felt deep in my hardest of hearts that what he was doing was simply, merely magnificent. And I listened in awe at the rhythm of his words and his linguistic preeminence. And I thought it was the most amazing thing. The ability to speak in such poetic language in a way that was succinct, brief, concise, and almost simple. I thought this was the most amazing thing. And I was immediately inspired. And I thought, and I was just a little boy, probably in 10th grade. I remember I was in shop class, listening to him in my earbuds every day for weeks on end. I wouldn't even listen to the teacher talk because I had Alan Watts in my ear. And the whole time, I just thought, I want to be like that. Because you see, I've always felt like I had this voice inside of me. This voice, and although it was untrained, I knew it was there. And I knew from that point, from that very moment, during those days, as I would sit in class, that what I needed to do was to start writing, to discipline that voice, vehemently discipline that voice, scrupulously, with continuous effort. And I knew that this is what I needed to do. And so that's what I began to do. And you see, it takes a lot of patience, and I knew that I was going to need a lot of patience to be able to develop that kind of linguistic preeminence, that philosophical flow and conspicuous poeticism. I knew that it was going to take a very long time, and it did. I'm now 24. I've only been 24 for a couple of months, but I am 24. And it was 8 years ago when I made this decision that I was going to cultivate and transform myself into the type of person that could speak with confidence. And you see, this, and if I achieve this goal of mine, and if I just touch one soul, one simple soul, and inspire them and motivate them to do better, to be great, to understand that it's okay to feel strange, weird, and peculiar, to understand that that is okay, that you are not alone in this world, and that you have never been alone. And there are other people out there that feel just like you, because I know these people, because even to this day, I still feel like one of those people. I feel strange. I feel unheard, unseen by many. But I've learned to be okay with this. I've learned to accept this over the years. And if I could just touch one soul and make them understand that it is okay to feel weird, and that you too also have a voice. There's a voice inside of you. But you see, this voice that is inside of you has not been disciplined to the point of being able to elucidate your opinions and notions adequately. This takes skill, and this takes the discipline of sitting down and writing every night, without exception. Sure, you can take a couple days off here and there, but you're going to get to the point where you don't want to take a night off. You don't want to stop learning and getting better and cultivating your craft to a point to where it becomes excellent. To continually strive for excellence. This is what I am trying to inspire in people, in young men, in old men, in middle-aged men, in women, in girls, in kids, in everybody. To strive, to continuously strive, diligently, thoroughly, and scrupulously for excellence. To put in the hard work and understand that it's going to take time. To delay the gratification of achievement. Because when you do this, and we continuously put in effort, day in and day out, without exception, when you finally get to the point to where your craft is truly yours, truly individualistic and idiosyncratic, then you will get to the point to where you are truthfully fulfilled, regardless of the money, regardless of the fame, regardless of anything. You will know deep in your soul, and you will remember the memories of your hard work every night, every day, every morning, every evening. When the sun is high in the sky, when the clouds are covering the day, you will understand and you will feel it deeply. And you will be fulfilled knowing that you have put in the work, that you have achieved something and it is yours. And this is how I felt when I was a young man. Or really a young boy, not even a young man yet. 15 years old, when I first put those earbuds in the classroom and listened to Alan Watts. And even to this day, I still listen to him and am inspired. And I also experienced this sense of relaxation because it makes me realize that there is somebody else out there who understands. And what he did was absolutely amazing. Because you see, he left behind a prodigious edifice and massive collection of teachings, of talks, novels and writing. He left that all behind. He left behind what you might call a grand opus, as every author does, as every excellent and great personality does. They leave behind pieces of themselves. They make the world, for better or worse, and that is that voice that I felt. I felt that I needed to be heard. And I want to be heard. And that I want to help other people understand that they also have a story, that they also have a voice, and it is okay to speak. It is crucial that you speak. It is essential that you develop your own voice, because if you do not, then In what way are you autonomous? If you cannot speak freely and speak your mind in a way in which you know that you are being completely authentic and unequivocally genuine, if you cannot do that, then you are a mere slave to the system, and you will be deceived and manipulated by people who see this in you, because they will understand that they can push you around, that they can sway and woo you with words. But if you understand words, if you study them, if you write, and if you develop your own voice, your own unique voice, then you can not only speak for yourself, but you can rise up behind other people and not only necessarily speak for them, but motivate them to also develop their own voice. And this is what I always wanted to do. As a matter of fact, it is still what I want to do. It is the legacy that I want to leave behind. I want to stand up, and I want to rise up, not only for myself, but for all of those people who feel insignificant, who feel that they have been stepped on, walked over, and treated like complete garbage, treated like their life doesn't mean anything, that they're just a simpleton and they must accept it. But the thing is, you must not accept mediocrity. And you must not listen to these people who tell you things, because what they are doing is merely projection. They're projecting all of the things inside of themselves that are unconscious within them and putting them onto you, because why would they want to see you succeed when they don't even want to see themselves succeed? And these are the people that you must not listen to. These are the people that you must drown out. These are the people that are unconducive to your transformation. These are the people who do not want to see you do good, who do not want you to evolve and become the thing that they would like to be, because internally they despise themselves. So, in consequence, they project this outwards to you, to the world, to anybody, play the victim, and scrutinize you to the point to where you are downtrodden. I say no. I say do not accept this, and I say develop that voice. I say sit down. I say write. I say read, study history. I say look at the world with open eyes. And I say develop your own voice, because without one, you have nothing. You can have money, a nice car, a nice house, good furniture, leather, fine jewelry, fancy plates and bowls. You can have all that. But without a voice, without a personality, you can have no life. You cannot stand up. You cannot rise up above the malevolence in the world if you do not have a voice. So I say, develop that voice, that hungry, pertinacious, tenacious, determined voice within you that just wants to come out. Develop that voice. Cultivate it. In the trenches, in the darkness. Let it germinate like a seed until it is ready, and then let it sprout like a magnificent tree. And then, once you have done this, continue on your journey. Feed it day in and day out and get better. And once you have reached the upper level of the canopy and you are a magnificently large tree, At this point, you can now bear fruit and drop it back down to the earth and share your gifts and knowledge and wisdom. This, I suggest you do, and this is your calling. Develop your voice, whatever your voice may be. Your voice is not my voice. Your voice is not your neighbors or your mothers or your fathers or your brothers or your best friends. Your voice is your own. Your voice is unique. And your voice is your voice. And your voice has a story, and your voice needs to be heard. This is how I felt when I was a mere 15. When I was in shop class, when I put those headphones on, and I began to listen to Alan Watts. He inspired me. Terence McKenna, too, who I found shortly after. I admired their ability to speak, their ability to inspire, and their ability to understand things on a deeper level, their ability to philosophize, and their ability to remain determined, regardless of what anybody else thought of them, regardless of the public scrutiny that they probably faced, regardless of external opinions. Their voice was their own, as yours should be, and as I feel like I want mine to be. Let your voice be genuine, authentic. Let your voice speak whatever it wants to speak, regardless of what anybody else thinks. Because your freedom of speech is the only thing that allows you to be an autonomous, individualistic soul. Without that, without your voice, without your ability to speak freely and to express yourself in a way that you want, without that, you have nothing. So I suggest, and I challenge you to develop your own voice. To become that person screaming inside of you. This is what I suggest. And this, I think, is a wonderful thing. To have a voice. To be your own person. To have the ability to write and read and speak in a way in which is precise, in a way in which is poetic and philosophically sound, in a way that brings people together or tears them apart. But you see, it is your voice, and your voice must be your own, and your voice must be true and genuine and authentic. And this is how I felt when I was 15. And I told myself that I was going to develop this voice, that I was going to structure my brain in a way where it was possible for me to speak with confidence, to hold my chin up high and know that whatever words were going to come out of my mouth, determined, succinct, and correct, and authentically mine. So this is what I say, and this is how I feel. Develop your own voice. Be your own man. Be your own woman. Encourage your children to do the same. Because you see, if we let our voices die, then we let ourselves die. We become nothing but a slave to what other people say and to what other people demand. You see, without your own voice, you are no hero. You are simply a person just getting through life. An unconscious individual who has accepted what society has given to them, what society has said they are going to be. That doesn't need to be you. I certainly didn't accept that. I'll never accept that. And I won't. And you shouldn't either. So all I want, and if this touches just one person's soul, all I want to do is to give you the confidence to sit down, to write, and to ask yourself what it is that you truly want in this world and what kind of impact you want to make. This I challenge you to do. And this I hope you will do. Because you see, in this world, we need more greatness. And we need more people striving for excellence. This is how I felt. So I told myself I was going to develop my voice. And this I feel I have done. But you see, the work is never over. It's a lifelong journey. And I hope you will join it with me. Thank you so much for listening. And if I inspired you, I'm so grateful for this, because that's all I wanted to do. Thank you.